Welcome to the Be Well Philly Fest, presented by Independence Blue Cross. My name is Dan Famular, the area sales manager here in Philadelphia for Bota Box Breeze. Bota Breeze wines are uniquely blended for those looking for a lighter body, refreshing wine. Bota Breeze offers all the flavor, taste, and enjoyment of traditional wines, fewer calories, carbs, and lower alcohol. Bota Box Breeze also happens to be lower in sugar and gluten-free. It's perfect for those with an active lifestyle. Bota Box Breeze is proud to bring you the Be Radiant Hour. Cheers, Philly.
Hi guys, my name's Aubrey. I'm a Pilates instructor here at Lifetime Athletic in King of Prussia.
And I'm Erin, registered dietitian and fitness professional here at Lifetime King of Prussia.
So we're going to take you through a little mat Pilates workout. Pilates is a great recovery workout. It's a lot of core, a lot of posture work and mobility and flexibility. So all you need here is a mat or a beach towel. You can do it anywhere. You don't need any weights or equipment. You may want to keep a water nearby because we do recommend you drink your water. But other than that, that's all you'll need. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with 100. 100 is our most classic Pilates warm-up. So we're gonna start lying on our mats. And we're gonna bring our knees into tabletop position. And we're gonna lift our head and shoulders, look into your belly. And we're gonna start to pump your arms by your legs. And as we pump here, we're gonna inhale for about 5 pumps and exhale for about 5 pumps. We wanna make sure we're breathing into the sides of the ribs, 360 degrees into the core. The idea of the arm pumps here is we're starting to get the blood flowing as we're connected to our core. You'll notice the tops of our shoulder blades are lifted, but the bottoms of our shoulder blades are down. Sometimes I find keeping that close hover to the floor actually gives us a little bit more core activation. Ideally, we would do an inhale for about 5 pumps, exhale for about 5 pumps. We would do 10 full breaths, which would equal 100, and that's why it's called 100. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna lower our head, bring your legs down, and we're gonna extend our legs out straight for roll up. So we're gonna bring our arms up to the ceiling, and we're gonna roll up, peel those vertebrae up. We're gonna reach out over our toes, and we're gonna curl back down nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Low back, mid back, upper back. Then we curl up using those abs, trying to keep those feet on the floor as best we can, reaching forward, and finding that decompression of the spine as we roll down one vertebrae at a time. You'll notice that slow control actually gets us a little bit more core work and core activation, where you have to use that core to resist just flopping back down on the ground. And we're breathing through the exercises the whole time. Good, we're gonna go one more here. And we're gonna roll all the way back down onto our backs till we're lying for one leg circle. So we're gonna take our right leg up to the ceiling, left leg's pressing into the floor. And we're gonna draw a little circle on the ceiling, about a dinner plate size circle here. So this is to kind of stir that hip socket and get those hips moving a little bit. And we're gonna reverse our circles. Good, you might be getting some pops or clicks at home, that's okay. If it's really bothering you, you can just take a break or stretch during this exercise. However, we might need to strengthen those hip flexors a little bit or mobilize them to get that to improve. We'll bring that leg down, we'll bring the other leg up. Good, drawing that dinner plate size circle again on the ceiling. I always compare this to a guacamole masher. Your hip socket is kind of like the bowl there, and our legs kind of stirring in that hip socket here. We'll go ahead and reverse your circles. Good, and bring that leg down. Now we're gonna roll up one more time. We're gonna sit back up. We're gonna have a little fun with the next exercise. It's called rolling like a ball. So we're gonna bring our knees in towards our chest, and we're gonna wrap our arms around our shins and hover our feet, okay? So as I mentioned, we're gonna have a little fun here. We're gonna roll back to your shoulders, and then back up to our feet, hover over the ground again. You got it. So it's like a little back massage here, right? If you guys have kids or families at home, they might enjoy this exercise. But we're gonna focus to come back up. We gotta focus on kind of driving our heels to our seat. Surprising how much core work it takes to just roll back and forth, right? Just wanna make sure we're not rolling on the neck, We're just rolling to the tops of the shoulders and back up. Good, give me one more, guys. Beautiful. Okay, so then we're gonna go into our ab series. So in a couple of these exercises, I may show you guys modifications, and Erin's gonna show you the advanced version of the exercises. So we're gonna start with single leg stretch. We're gonna pull our left knee in towards our chest, and we're gonna roll back. Our right foot is gonna stay in the air, and our head and shoulders are gonna stay lifted. And then we're gonna switch the legs and switch. You got it, switch and switch. If this is straining your neck while you're doing this, you can just relax your head down and keep going with the exercise. But the goal here is that we're using our abs to keep that head lifted so that we're not straining our neck too much. Good, we're pulling that knee all the way in. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna bring both knees in, relax that head down, give your neck a break. We'll just take a little stretch here. You can rock side to side if you want. Great. The next exercise we're going to do is called scissors. So we're going to take legs up towards the ceiling, and they're going to be split apart. We're going to lift head and shoulders again, and we're going to pull on one leg and switch. Pull, and switch. You got it. So again, tops of the shoulder blades are lifted, bottoms of the shoulder blades are down. If you are really struggling with that head up here as well, just relax it down again. And it's a-okay to bend your knee a little bit here if that's a really big stretch for your hamstring. That's your option here. Good, in 3, 2, and 1. Good, then we're gonna relax that head down again. And we're gonna take a little figure 4 stretch here while we take a little neck break. So we're gonna cross right ankle over left knee. And we'll grab the back of that left leg. Good, we're gonna take a couple deep breaths here. The option here, if you can't grab the back of your leg, is to keep that foot down, just gently press that knee down. You might feel that slightly differently. You can do whatever works for your body. And we'll go ahead and switch the legs, left ankle over right knee. You can either press that knee down on this side or grab the back of that right leg so that one hand kind of threads through our legs there. We gotta make sure we exhale and breathe through stretches at any time. Great. Okay, so the next ab exercise we're gonna do is called bicycles. So we're gonna put hands behind the head, and we're gonna go opposite elbow to knee. Your other leg's gonna extend out straight, and switch. Switch, and switch. The modification here would be keeping your feet on the ground, and just lifting that knee one at a time. Erin's doing the harder variation where she's keeping both feet off the ground, but we're really focusing on rotating from that core. So we're not just pulling our elbows in front of our face, right? We're really getting that rotation through the abs. Good, in 3, 2, and 1, great. All right, we'll pull those knees in towards your chest one more time, rock side to side. That was a lot of core exercises back to back. You guys did great with that. And we're gonna do a couple bridges here. So we're gonna bring the feet down. Everything's gonna touch in our center line. So our knees, ankles, and toes are gonna be touching here. And we're just gonna lift the hips up into a bridge. And then we're gonna curl down one bone at a time. So upper back, mid back, and then that low back. Okay, we're gonna do a few of those. Slowly peeling those vertebrae up and then curling those vertebrae down one bone at a time. So we're finding that little less than a millimeter space in between each vertebrae. That's gonna really help us find that decompression of the spine. The work here is on the glutes, so your bum and the backs of those legs as we lift. You keep squeezing those knees together as we lift. And maybe we're also feeling a little hip flexor stretch at the top. Maybe feeling that if your hips are a little bit tight. Good, we're gonna go 2 more. And last one. Great. All right, then we're gonna extend the legs back out and we're gonna sit on up for saw. So for stall, we're gonna take our feet about as wide as the mat. We're gonna work on a little rotation through the spine. So it's important that we maintain that rotation through our spine to keep our spine and our back healthy. So we're gonna take arms out like a T to the side, and we're gonna twist, reach right pinky towards left pinky toe, and then we come up and twist the other side. Good. Inhale at the top, exhale, stretch. Good. Might be getting some back cracks here. Maybe we're feeling that hamstring stretch. How you feeling back there, Erin?
I'm feeling good.
Awesome. Good. Let's go 3 more. 2 and 1. Great. All right, then we're gonna bring those legs together and we're gonna rotate onto our side for our Sidekick Series. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna put one hand under your head, and then your toes are gonna point towards the front corner of the mat. Your top hand is on your hip, and we're gonna lift your foot to hip height, and we're gonna kick forward and kick back with a straight leg here, okay? So we want that kick happening from the hip. It's not happening from the knee. That knee is staying nice and strong and straight. And we should feel a little bit of the outside of the glutes here. We're gonna do a couple different leg kicking moves here. I call them the Jane Fonda moves. However, they're very good for you. I think Jane Fonda was onto something when she did all these moves. So give me one more here. And then we're gonna go up and down. So we're gonna kick that leg up and then reach it past that bottom leg as it comes down. Now we're trying to keep the hips stacked here. So we're only gonna go as high as we're keeping those hips stacked. Good, and really reaching that top leg past the bottom leg as we draw down. Good, give me 3 more. Should be starting to maybe feel that burning on the outside of the hip here a little bit. Good, then we're gonna keep that leg at hip height and we're gonna draw little circles again. So again, dinner plate size circles. They're gonna go equally in front and behind your bottom foot. So your bottom foot is kind of the middle of that circle here. We're keeping that core tight so the rest of our body's not rocking around a ton. And we're gonna reverse those circles. We'll go the opposite direction. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna bring this leg down in front. So you can either hold onto the leg underneath here or do whatever works for you. If you can't reach your leg, that's totally fine. We're gonna bring your bottom leg straight back and a big lower lift. We're gonna lift that bottom leg as high as we can. So we're working a little bit of inner thighs here. Good. Again, reaching long through that leg. It's happening from the hip, not the knee, not the ankle. Good, and 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna circle that foot. Nice big circles, as big as you can. Everybody's gonna have a little bit different range of motion here. Really try to reach that heel behind your body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna reverse those circles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna sit on up. We're gonna go to the other side. So we're just gonna flip around. You can flip, face the other way. So you're still facing, yeah, toes are gonna go to the other end of the mat. Because we need everyone to still see beautiful Erin here, right? Okay, great. So now we're gonna do the same thing on that other side. So our toes are gonna point towards the front corner of the mat. Top legs lifted hip height, and we kick forward and kick back. Those abs are staying engaged here. I kind of press that bottom leg down to the floor. That helps me with that stability a little bit as well. And we're working some of those smaller muscle groups here that we don't typically work in our, daily life or in our daily fitness routine. So that's why I think this stuff with Pilates is so good for the body and it's going to help you recover from exercise. Now we're going to go up and down, so only as high as our hips stay stacked. When those little muscles are stronger, some of our supporting and stabilizing muscles, that's going to help keep our body healthy so that we can lift harder and do those really intense exercises and workouts. It's gonna make all of that stuff feel just slightly easier. Good, in 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna circle that foot. So again, nice dinner plate size circles. The bottom foot is kind of the middle of that circle. Erin, is your booty burning?
Oh, it's burning.
All right, then we're gonna reverse our circles and go the other direction. Good, way to hang in there, guys. And 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring that leg down in front. And then the bottom leg's gonna go straight back. And we're gonna do big lower lifts here. Good, as high as you can. Again, coming from that inner thigh. So that's where we should be feeling this work. The inner thigh is doing the lifting here. Good, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna circle that leg. Nice big circles. As big as we can. Good, then we're gonna reverse those circles. Sometimes that's half the challenge, figuring out which way you were just going.
Mentally taxing.
Yeah. That's part of the mindfulness with Pilates. You gotta follow the directions.
Exactly.
Can't think about anything else. All right, good. Then relax. All right, you guys did great. We're gonna take a big stretch here. So we're gonna sit back to kind of a child's pose. In Pilates, we call this resting position. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of lift our ribs off of our thighs. Yes, we kind of have a rounded spine, and just take a couple deep breaths there. Great. All right, then we're gonna come up into a little down dog. So we'll go hips up, heels down. Good, it's okay if your knees need to bend a little bit. Your heels don't have to go all the way to the ground, but if they can, that's great. We're really pressing that chest in towards the thighs. Beautiful. All right, then we're gonna come back to hands and knees. And we're gonna do some bird dogs here, okay? So we're gonna start, we're just gonna lift right arm and left leg and hold. Good, then we lower those down. And other arm and leg. And lower. So we're finding that stability here from our core. We're keeping those abs engaged the entire time here. I think about pulling my belly button in away from my pants to give me that stability. Good, thumb to the ceiling as we raise that arm. We're trying to get that leg all the way straight. Trying not to lose our core connection here as we extend that arm and leg. We don't want that spine moving around a whole lot. We don't want the hips shifting side to side a whole lot. Good, let's go 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Okay, now we're gonna lower onto our side for Mermaid. So, there's 2 ways to do Mermaid. The ideal is that our knees are stacked and our feet are stacked. That could be pretty challenging. So if that doesn't work for you at home and you're falling all over the place, it is a-okay to stagger your legs a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna show the staggered variation. Erin's showing our stacked variation. So we're gonna hold on to our shin, and our left arm's gonna come up and over so we get a nice big side body stretch. Then we're gonna bring that elbow down, and this arm's gonna come up and over the other side. Good. So we're opening up side to side. Exhale as we stretch. Good, make sure we're breathing through it. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we reach. Even just sitting in this position can be a big stretch for some people, so get comfortable there. Mermaid's one of my favorite exercises because we got so much movement into it. It's very effective. Give me 1 more each way. And last one. Good. All right, then we're just gonna flip our legs over to the other side. Again, I'll show the staggered variation. Grabbing onto those shins, we reach up and over the shins. And then we bring that elbow down and this arm goes up and over the other side. Great. lengthening as we lift. So we're thinking about lifting the ribs away from the hips and really finding that length in the torso. In daily life, we don't get quite enough side to side motion in. Most of what we do in daily life is forward, backwards, up, down, and sometimes when we train as well. So we want to make sure we're getting that lateral movement in like we are here. Good, give me one more each side. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna do a little hip flexor stretch. I think hip flexors are a really important part of what we work on in Pilates because our hip flexors tend to get tight if we sit at a desk for work or drive a lot or things like that. Maybe we're sitting down meeting with clients if you're a dietitian. So we're gonna come up to one knee here for a little hip flexor stretch. So we'll face this way. We're gonna put our right knee down and our left foot up. Now, I find that oftentimes people do hip flexor stretches wrong. I myself used to do them very incorrectly. So what a lot of people do is they get dumpy in their low back here and they're causing more compression on that spine. So what we actually want to do is we want to find that core activation. So we want to pull our abs in and kind of tuck our tail. I say tuck your tailbone like a bad puppy. Just doing that, some of you guys at home might be feeling that stretch on the front of the right hip. If you want to feel it a little bit more, we're going to take that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna lean slightly over to the left. And we're gonna take a couple deep breaths there because that's a big stretch. Make sure we're exhaling through it to tell our body it's safe to stretch that area, right? It's not gonna freak out. Good. Then we're gonna release that arm. Take that left foot out for a little hamstring stretch here. And we can lean forward. And bring your fingertips down. If it doesn't work to get your fingertips all the way down, you can just put one hand on your thigh. That works as well. Good. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch. We're gonna put that left knee down, right foot up. And same thing, we start by pulling those abs in and kind of tucking that tail. Then we're gonna bring that left arm up. Good. And we're gonna lean slightly over to the right. Couple deep breaths there. Might need some balance work for some of you at home as well, just in this half kneeling position. Good, and release. And we'll take that right foot out. You can lean forward, either hand on your quad, or fingertips maybe come down for that nice little hamstring stretch. Awesome. So that was just about 20-25 minutes. Typically a mat Pilates routine may be up to an hour, but I hope that was helpful for you guys and a nice little recovery workout. We do recommend also trying out the Reformer. That's a fabulous recovery workout. If you've never tried Reformer Pilates, I highly recommend it. But this is a great one that's easily accessible for you to do any place, anywhere, even if you're in a hotel room somewhere. So we're going to talk a little bit today about recovery and cleaning up your diet. I think those are really, really important things to our overall health and fitness. I think it's important to take a holistic approach to whatever our goals are, what we're trying to achieve in terms of our health and fitness. It's not just exercise, it's not just diet, it's not just working really hard. So it's good to have that benefit of having some recovery and making sure we're paying attention to the nutrition portion. I tell my clients in terms of weight loss, diet's usually 90% of it.
Definitely.
But Erin, I want to start talking about some of kind of the things that I run into with my clients, questions I get a lot, common things we see. I know for me, one thing that has been important with my clients is what they're eating throughout the day before their workout, so that they are properly fueled for their workout, so that their energy levels feel good, they're not having that mid-afternoon crash and things like that. What do you typically recommend during the day?
Yeah, that's a great question and something I get asked a lot as well. I think really the focus there is properly balancing your meal times. So if we are sitting down to a meal, kind of taking a look at our plate and saying, okay, did we get half of our plate as vegetable content There we're increasing some fiber content, so it's going to help keep us full longer. And then bringing in 1/4 of the plate protein and 1/4 of the plate some good quality carbohydrates. Again, so that we're staying full for a longer period of time and having that proper balance. Another great point would be to have your clients add some healthy fats to meals, whether that's coming in from, olive oils, avocados, something that they may be using to saute their veggies in, things like that. And then looking at what they're snacking on throughout the day too.
So what do you typically recommend for snacks? That is a question I get a lot from people.
Yeah, I think snacks is almost a bigger component sometimes than the meals, because we do work with a lot of people who tend to snack frequently throughout the day. And we want to make sure that snacks are just as well balanced as at meal times. So in that case, we're looking really to pair 2 macronutrients together, something that's going to keep anybody full for a longer period of time. So that could look like, a protein source with your carbohydrate.
So what would be some ideas of protein and carb combinations that you'd recommend?
Yeah, so a lot of recommendations there. Apples or any kind of fruit that your client likes, paired with 1/4 cup of nuts or 2 tablespoons of nut butter. Now we're bringing in some healthy fats, some protein, and we're also bringing in that carbohydrate. If your clients like things like hard-boiled eggs, pairing that with some non-starchy veggies or with a pita, whole wheat pita, now we have a carb and a protein combo again.
Cool. Yeah, and I've found, when my clients are instituting that kind of stuff during the day, not only has it helped them with their workouts, but it's also helped them, with the nighttime snacking or the cravings and things like that.
Definitely.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think, our body is smart. So if we are underfueling throughout the day, or maybe we're lacking in some form of a nutrient, we're going to tend to crave that later on. Generally speaking, that makes sense, and it's something we see a lot. If we're underate most of the day, now we worked out, we expended a lot of energy, nighttime we're going to feel a little bit more hungry, have some of those cravings. So very important to kind of start strategizing and teaching some of those balancing times throughout the day.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I've seen it help with that. I think I mentioned the mid-afternoon slump. Their energy levels are better throughout the day, simply from just eating more balanced throughout the day.
Right, less fatigued.
Yeah, some clients are really surprised how much of effect it has on them in that way, but it's cool for me to see as a trainer, so I enjoy that.
Definitely. Me too.
So then also, in terms of vitamins throughout the day, what is your opinion on that? There tends to be a lot of different information. Some people say you don't need them. Some people say you do. What do you recommend?
Yeah, so I think that recommendation comes, it's very individualized. Based on what people are looking to achieve, or what are they currently doing, what does their current nutrition look like. Generally speaking though, I think many people do benefit from taking a multivitamin, because we don't eat perfect 100% of the time.
Right.
That's very hard to manage. So sometimes it's just nice to have that in the background to kind of fill in the gaps if needed.
And even if we do eat perfect, we can still have nutritional gaps.
Exactly. Yeah.
So another one I get a lot of questions about hydration. Again, another one with some conflicting information. Does coffee count towards our hydration? Is juice healthy? Exactly how much water should we have a day? That kind of stuff. What do you tend to recommend?
So I think adequate hydration is very important for our clients. We want to make sure that people are distinguishing between hunger cues and thirst cues. So making sure that we're adequately hydrated as well is going to be important in their nutrition process. Nutrition recommendations for hydration are based a lot on individual needs. So what are we currently doing as far as workout routine, age, gender, things like that. General rule of thumb though would be about 11.5 cups for our females and about 15.5 cups for our males.
And just as a reminder for everyone, a cup is 8 ounces.
It is.
So keep that in mind. A cup is considered 8 ounces.
Yes.
So then what do you recommend in terms of pre and post workout nutrition?
Sure.
We've talked a lot about kind of what to do throughout the day and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But should we have specific strategies before and after we work out to help us recover and get through our workouts?
Definitely. So going back a little bit to the hydration topic real fast, we want to make sure most of those beverages are coming from water.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to count that coffee in because maybe now we're coming into the workout feeling a little bit dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's number one. And then second would be, before we're coming in for a workout, we do want our clients to have good energy coming into a workout. So something that can give them quick acting energy, quick digestible carb. We don't want something that's high in fiber in this case because now they may feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They may work on breaking that down during the workout, and that's not benefiting any of us.
Right.
So something I recommend a lot to clients would be, an applesauce pouch or a serving of fruit, some form of quick acting carbohydrate there. Post-workout, we really want to focus on getting in good quality protein at that time. We want that for proper recovery, number one, and then depending on the goals, muscle mass growth, we definitely would want to include some protein post-workout. That could look like a number of things. If they're going into a meal, maybe we're counting that meal as their good quality protein source. Maybe they're not going into a meal and they could utilize something like a quick protein that they're putting in their bottle and bringing a piece of fruit to have with them.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree on the protein. I've seen that help a lot of clients with kind of maintaining, not getting as hungry throughout the day, kind of maintaining their blood sugar levels and all that good stuff, helping them maintain muscle mass, all that good stuff.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of protein as well.
Oh, good.
But we just want to remind everyone today that all of these things that we've kind of discussed are just general guidelines. So everybody does have a unique metabolism. Maybe you have specific food sensitivities, allergies.
Specific goals that you're working towards.
Some people want to gain weight, some people want to lose weight. So as a reminder, we do recommend that you meet with a nutrition coach or a registered dietitian to make sure that the strategies that you're using would be what works best for you.
Right, exactly.
And hopefully you guys still took some good stuff away today. I know I love to pick Erin's brain, so hopefully this is beneficial to you guys. And
yeah, thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.